Hello, I'm Dr. Z. Paul Lorenc, a board-certified aesthetic plastic surgeon with a practice right here on beautiful Park Avenue in the middle of Manhattan, New York City. Welcome. Today's topic is, what is a facelift? A facelift is surgery to rejuvenate or correct the aging process of the midface and the neck. Does not include the upper face, which is the brow or the eyelids. What are some of the common misconceptions? The most common misconception is that a facelift includes the whole face. It does not. It really is just the midface and the neck. Who's a perfect or an ideal candidate? The spectrum is very broad. It's patients, women and men, from their mid-30s to their late 60s and into the 70s. It really depends on the deformity, so to speak, what I'm trying to address with a facelift. Again, very broad spectrum. What should you expect from a consultation? This is where you get to ask the questions. This is where I go over the whole procedure. We go over the possible complications, the pros and cons, really the whole recovery, the whole procedure is presented to you, and you should ask all of the questions that you should have prepared ahead of time. There are several types of techniques when it comes to a facelift, actually much more than a dozen, that I utilize specifically based on your anatomy, your requirement, and your needs and expectations. So I'm able to choose a particular technique to each particular quote-unquote deformity. Is there pain after a procedure? Minimal pain. What we also do in my office, we control the pain. We give you pain medication. We also prescribe Valium, which makes it easier post-operatively. So the recovery is really stress-free. It should be stress-free. It's pretty quick. Within 7 to 10 days, you're doing everything, except for heavy exercise, of course. And as far as the recovery, a lot of patients want to know, when can I go back to full activity? 7 to 10 days, a little bit of makeup on the neck, and you can go out to dinner. Nobody knows. You can go to a party, go out to dinner. Nobody knows that you had surgery. What is the appearance post-procedure? As I mentioned, a little bit of swelling in the midface and some black and blue in the neck, which disappears at 7 to 10 days. A scarf, makeup, you can really conceal it very well at 1 week post-op. Are there scars? Of course, whenever there is an incision, there are scars. But the beauty is that I am able to hide the scars to the point that they're not perceptible. I place the incisions behind the ear, within the ear, behind the ear, in the scalp. So really, at 1 week post-op, when you're out to dinner, nobody really knows that you had surgery, and they certainly can't see the scars. How long do the results last? Well, in reality, with the new techniques that we have in energy-based devices, I can maintain the result of your facelift for many, many years to come. So I typically tell patients that you have one facelift, and pretty much that will be the one facelift that you will have for the rest of your life, which is very different than used to be 10, 15 years ago. As far as the cost of these particular procedures, there's tremendous variation. There's variation nationwide from region to region. There's even variation within New York City. But typically, a standard facelift procedure costs anywhere between $7,500 and $15,000. So again, you see a very broad range. Also, it depends on how extensive the procedure is. It also depends on the accompanying costs, such as the cost of anesthesia or the cost of the facility, which of course are extra. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope this was helpful to your understanding of what a facelift is.